I think it's an overstatement to say fresh from our European exploits, but Copenhagen on Tuesday and a 1-0 win over Lewes this afternoon. You must be tremendously pleased.
I think when you take everything into consideration, you know where we're at as a camp. You know that we've got players missing galore. We only had 2 fit subs, is the truth of it today. That's all we could bring out. The week that we've had, where we've had to travel abroad, come in, and the injuries that we've picked up, it can be badged as nothing but a brilliant result. Playing against a very good side, we did allow them to have the ball for a lot of the game. It was, look, I need to mention this now, that the supporters, not only in midweek, as we know, which is the easy one to look at, but today have been absolutely immense. Have seen us over the line today, because that wasn't inspiring football, and it was never going to be. I'm not saying that we went out to do that. We went out to try and work to a system to try and contain Lewes, which was relatively what we did. All right, Reece has had to put off a couple of saves. If you look at the possession stats, well, the possession stats will be the possession stats. The only stat that matters is we've scored one, they haven't, and that's as simple as it is. So when I take it all into consideration, it's a fantastic result, because we are on our knees in some respects, and we've had to put a few square pegs in round holes today to see us through, and we've beaten a very good side.
Does that sort of grittiness add to the satisfaction in terms of the fact that we've sort of, by most accounts, played well at times here in the last 2 months and haven't got a result?
Yeah, listen, the players have to come with you on systems, and what we did today. I would like to come out here and entertain, and we would like to play our 2 up front, but we just didn't have that available to us today. It's as simple as that. So we had to find a way to go and win this football match. And you know what I have to say, my management team, absolutely superb, because we didn't train Thursday. We elected, after the travelling that we'd had and after some of the adventures that we'd had, not to train, because we felt it might be counterproductive, might be better for the boys to get back and rest for a couple of nights rather than bring them in for a training session, which is not our norm, it's not our way. So we've come in and we've effectively done a training session today, without actually going out on the training ground, of course, but we've actually talked through, and the players have come with us, implemented it, worked really, really hard, and there were some really tired legs out there, and we've got a result. So for that, I absolutely have to sit here and say, absolutely brilliant.
You may not have to be a believer in curses, but we've certainly broken a few. It's been, I think, 4 years since we last beat Lewes. It's been 9 years since we last kept a clean sheet against them. Do you believe in that kind of stuff, or do you kind of take that stuff on board?
No, I don't. There are sometimes teams that tend to have difficulties against. It tends to run like that, but I don't believe on any curses or anything like that. I look at it and I think you have to give them the due respect they deserve as a football team, and they're a team that has very much been together in a lot of respects. Certainly the management team down here for years. We're building what we're doing, and so from our point of view, no, I don't believe in that type of thing. I just think that you need to do your homework, and you need to treat every game as it comes, and if you don't do your homework in this league, then you get found out.
Well, any build that's underway here was certainly helped by a result against a direct competitor in Lewes, and we certainly were benefiting from other results across the league today. It's been a pretty good afternoon in that sense.
Yeah, now I think where we sit here now, we do, of course, we look at results and we look at where we are, and it gives us maybe a little bit more of a platform to go on. But to go on is what we've got to do. And if we don't do that, then I've said it so many times, there are so many teams, including Lewes, who are not too far behind us, who will quite happily take our place. So I've got some work to do. I've been working incredibly hard, I must say this, to try and bring in a couple of players. Landing them is very difficult in 2 respects. One respect is when you're trying to land players that are going to make an improvement to our squad at this stage of the season, then you've got to be in the right place at the right time to be able to do that, and that's very difficult. But also you're competing against clubs that, quite frankly, will outbid you with money. So there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, because at the moment the squad's not big enough, and it's not. And we're going to go Saturday, Tuesday, and it's not big enough to probably compete. That tells me, logic tells me that. So I'm working really hard. It's frustrating when you're not landing people, but I'll keep going.
You've taken the next question out of my mouth. It's a busy couple of weeks ahead, but 2 wins this week is certainly the best possible start.
Yeah, listen, Copenhagen was great, wasn't it? I mean, a very different different sort of experience to what we've had today. You know, as I mentioned earlier, to come out of the dressing rooms, be walking up the road, and to hear Enfield town songs coming up the road from a distance away was inspiring. I think.
I think you were called upon to start a chant after the
it
game.
was.
As well.
I wasn't very good, to be fair. So you know, I did my best, but I think I'll probably, if I ever find myself in the stands, I'll stand at the back and quietly murmur stuff. But listen. We've had a good week. Because it's all about results at the minute. We'd like to play a lot better than what we have. We'd like to be a little bit more fluid than what we have. I've had to look at what the personnel was available to us today and what was fit, and we've had to set up a team to deal with that. And for me, we've achieved the best possible outcome with a clean sheet as well.
Certainly, and Concord will pose their own challenges on Tuesday. Obviously, a team to be wary of. They ran Chatham Close this afternoon.
Yeah, listen, you can't. It doesn't matter who you're playing in this league and what their league positions are as it stands. Anybody's good enough to beat you if you're not going to be, you're not going to produce on the day. So we've got a lot of hard work to do between now and Tuesday. There won't be a training session, so the boys have got to recover, recoup, reprogram themselves in some respects, get Copenhagen out of their system, and hopefully we might have a couple back. You know, we must say congratulations to Hurst and Alves, who's had a baby daughter in the last couple of days, which kept him out of today. And hopefully Manny will also come back in the frame after his injury. So we'll try and add another couple into the squad, but certainly we're looking maybe a little bit wider than that.
Thank you, Gavin. Cheers.
Cheers.